Hello, my name is Carla Atkins, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the customs of Portugal. Did you know that Lisbon, Portugal is one of the oldest cities in the world? According to beforeitsnews.com, Lisbon can be dated back all the way to 2000 BC. It's older than London, Paris, and even Rome. If you're an adventurous traveler like myself, you never know where your travels may take you, and one day you may end up in Portugal. So it's good to know some of the basic customs that the people of Portugal follow. I'm able to tell you about Portugal because I've been there myself. When I was 13, I traveled there with my father because that is where he's from. There's many things that I experienced firsthand that I never thought I would see in my entire life. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of their dishes and their beverages, some of the customary costumes and attire that the Portuguese people wear, and some of their daily customs that you may see anytime you travel there. First, I will discuss some of the customary food and beverages that the Portuguese people indulge in. Second, I will explore the different types of costumes and attire that they wear. And finally, I will explain some of their daily customs so that you know what to expect when you land there. But first, let's discuss some of the customary food and drinks. The Portuguese people indulge in fresh fish and shellfish pretty much on a daily basis. It's pretty much a no-brainer since they're about 50% of their borders is lined by the Atlantic Ocean. According to GoLisbon.com, their national dish is called baklava, and what it is, it's a dry, salted codfish. It can be baked, steamed, broiled, or however you like to indulge in it. Some other common dishes are sardines, lobsters, and shrimp. Pork is not an uncommon finding there. They make this incredible sausage called chorizo, and another pork dish is called linguiça. Some of the beverages that Portuguese people like to indulge in is coffee, red wine, and their very own Porto wine that is made in Porto, Portugal, which is in the northern part of the country. As you can see on the first slide, it shows many of the dishes that you may encounter on your travel to Portugal. Now, some may seem strange. Portuguese love to eat many different dishes, including pig's feet, pig's ears, and even cow stomach, which is called tripe. Now that I explained some of the customary foods and beverages, let's move on to how Portuguese people may dress. Now, let me explain some of the attire and costumes that Portuguese people may wear. Portuguese people like to dress conservatively, and they're very well groomed. How they appear to other people in society is pretty much is their social status among each other. If they're dressed poorly, with holes in their clothes, haven't shaved in a week, then they're considered not to be of high social status. So how they appear is very important to them. The women like to dress in colorful attire, and if they wear dresses or skirts, the hemline has to fall below their knees usually. According to PortugalLive.net, there are still cattlemen that herd cattle throughout the country, and they're called alentejos. They wear it's customary red and green stocking caps, and they kind of look like little elves. In the northern part of Portugal, during ceremonies, the women wear long ornate gold necklaces, and the women in northern Portugal, they also wear scarves around their head. Now, if you were to travel in the southern part of the country, that's where most of the sandy beaches are found. It is not uncommon for you to witness sunbathers without their tops on, specifically women. This is very common, and on the beach, it doesn't have to be designated that they're allowed to do this. They can do it without permission, and it's not unlawful. As you can see on slide 2, these are some of the customary outfits worn by the local people, the alentejos, and on slide 3, it shows what some of the women in the northern part of the country wear with their bright color clothes and their scarves over their head. Now that I explained some of the attire and costumes that Portuguese people wear, let's move on to some of the daily customs. Portuguese people have many daily customs that they adhere to. According to ediplomat.com, it is customary for when you first meet a Portuguese person to shake hands when they enter the room and also upon exiting. Now, I know in the movies you always see it in European countries, they like to kiss on both sides of the cheek. However, in Portugal, they don't do that unless they know you very well. Also, women tend to hold hands or embrace their arms. This does not mean they're homosexual. It's just that they're family or they're extremely close friends. Another daily custom is that if you're dining out in a restaurant or in a hostess's home, if you're eating your food and you're full, don't leave your plate empty because that's letting the host know that you're ready for more food. If you're full, just simply leave some food on the plate, and that's a nice gesture to them saying that you're full and you cannot indulge in any more. Also, when you're dining, make sure you don't talk about anything too serious. It's a social setting, so don't talk politics or business. Sometimes it's considered rude. And a big no-no when you travel to Portugal is no Spanish. It's Portugal. They speak Portuguese. Speaking Spanish to them is considered rude. If you can at least try to speak a little bit of Portuguese, if not English, because most of the Portuguese people do know some basic English. As you can see on slide 4, it's an overview of everything that we talked about. We discussed the customary food and beverages that they like to indulge in. We explored the costumes and attire that some Portuguese people wear. And finally, I explained some of the daily customs that are done on a daily basis in Portugal. So perhaps one day you'll get to travel to this beautiful country and enjoy the food, their wide variety of food and beverages, see how they dress, and you may be able to practice some of their daily customs as well. When I was 13, I traveled to Portugal with my father, and it was an experience like any other. One thing that I always remember, and probably will till the day I die, is my father saying to me one day, okay, let's go get our food for our dinner. I was expecting to go to the supermarket to get some meat, but that's not what happened. We ended up walking up and down a brick wall that lined the village, and he started pulling snails off the wall and putting it into the bag. And I said, Dad, what are you doing? He's like, this is our dinner for tonight. So he instructed me to start pulling snails off the wall and putting them in the bag. Little did I know that we were having snails for dinner that night, and it is a common dish in Portugal as well. But I must say, it was mighty tasty. Are there any questions? Well, I'd like to thank you for your time and hope you have a pleasant afternoon.